Live.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of Console Babble. I am G,
I am Javon.
and this
Is
Console Babble. Yes. So, as usual, we're going to get started with our games of the week. These are games that are coming out this week. This week, we don't have a whole lot. They're all coming out on Tuesday, and then the rest of the week is dry. You can go ahead and fade out that music. Let's get into the first one. Oh, I don't have my notes in front of me. All right. Go ahead. We're just going to have to say the names of the games. So we got Evil West. This is coming out Tuesday, November 22nd. Evil West. I haven't seen this trailer, but or I haven't heard of the game before now. But the graphics look pretty good. The gameplay looks interesting. This is coming out Tuesday, so if it looks interesting to you as well, you can go ahead and grab that. Go ahead, Javon. You can introduce the second game.
The second game is Gungrave Gore, and I have no idea when it comes out. Oh, November 22nd.
November 22nd. Did you
Same.
know about the last game?
No,
What about this one?
I know about this game just because of the trailers, but I know nothing of it
Okay.
besides that.
Not a lot of big releases. It's probably going to be that way for a while because God of War just released. A lot of people don't want to be competing with that game, being the same month as that game. Go ahead to the next one. Just Dance. We get. I didn't know they were still making these, but if you're one of the ones who buy the game every year, here you go. This Tuesday, you got another Just Dance, just on time for Thanksgiving, so you could dance with your family.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a family who does that. Let's go ahead to the next one.
Ship of Fools, releasing on the PlayStation 5, probably some other console, not sure. And that's also coming out on November 22nd.
Ship of Fools. This one looks a little more indie, not as graphic intensive. A lot of puzzles. Can't really tell. Maybe like turn-based shooting,
Well,
turn-based fighting.
gather your fellow fools, load up the cannons, equip powerful trinkets
But beware,
and artifacts.
if the boat sinks. All right. By the way, if you guys are watching me on TikTok, we're reacting and talking about things that are on the screen. If you want to see it, go ahead and click on the link in the description of or in my bio of my TikTok, and you can join the live on YouTube to see exactly what's going on here. All right, let's go ahead and get into our first topic. Now, we have more sad news. I think last week, Kevin Conroy passed away.
Yeah.
This week, we lost the Power Ranger, the Green Ranger. Died at the age of 49. And some reports are saying it's suicide, but I haven't read them, so I don't want to spread anything that I don't know for sure to be true. What we do know is that he's no longer with us. If you're my age and you grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, then the Power Rangers were a big part of your childhood. You got anything to add to that?
Not really. I mean, just rest in peace again to another person. Jason was a big part of my and many other people's childhood in the 90s. And he was known as the coolest Power Ranger there ever was. He covered a lot of different, he wasn't just a Green Ranger. He was also like the Red Ranger and Power Rangers Turbo, I think.
Okay.
And then he was the White Ranger, and then the Black Ranger. And
he was a real martial artist as well, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's unique or if some of the other Power Rangers were also martial artists, but I know he was. He knew real
Mixed
martial arts. Yeah.
He actually competed in MMA. But yeah, he also, he had one of the coolest. Well, he was part of the coolest Power Rangers movie that ever came out, in my opinion. I don't really remember the other ones. But man,
Is that the one where they had the Happy Meal toys to
Yeah,
go with it?
when they had-
that was
when they
in
had
like the year
the-
2000.
they had the first Thanos, man. Ivan Ooze, the first purple villain to ever star in a movie. But yeah, man, definitely he will be missed, and he was great. And he left an impact on me as a kid, and I'm pretty sure he left an impact
No,
on my
so many
brothers.
people. Yeah, especially some of my friends that are older, they remember in more detail. And everybody remembers the green one. If they don't remember any of the other ones, they know the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
They know Tommy. My mom actually met him and said that he was really nice. Are you connected to this thing? Go ahead and give her a call. I wanna call her and ask her what it was like meeting him. Yeah, make sure you're connected to that. The sources. Yeah.
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Turn it up a little bit, Demi. It's all the way up? Okay.
Let me go up the room.
Okay. All right. Hey, Mom.
Okay.
We're doing the podcast. I know we're talking right now about Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger.
Yes.
I know you met him a while ago. Can you tell them how you met him?
Okay, I was his chauffeur driver, and I was driving him from the airport to the hotel. And at the time, when he got in, I don't know what you want me to say. Like
Just how you met him. So you said you were his chauffeur. That's how you guys met, right?
Yeah, I was his chauffeur driver.
And then you said he was really nice. So I mean, just explain what it was like driving him. Maybe some of the conversations you had or something.
Okay. Well, I picked him up because he was here for Comic-Con,
Mm-hmm.
and that was in 2016, I think it was. And I picked him up from the airport, and on the way taking him, he was saying he was hungry. And I told him there's Wawa, and that was the only thing open at the time, and it might be like a 24-hour like IHOP or whatever. And he was asking me what's in those stores, and I was explaining, and he's like, "No, I want real food." And I was like, "Well, I do have my food that I cook from home, which is my lunch."
He was like, "Give me that."
And he was like, "Oh, what's that?" And then I told him it's chili and rice, and he was like, "Oh, could I try it?" So I said, "Okay, we have to turn back around because it's at the airport." So I went back, I heated it up, and I gave him my lunch. And he was like, "Oh, this is really good." He's like, "I like your chili. This is really good chili." And then as we were driving, I was telling him, he's telling me who he is. He was like, "Oh, I'm the Green."
Oh, so you didn't know who he was when you picked him up?
I just know him by name, but I don't know who he is.
So you didn't know, oh, this is the Green Power Ranger?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
And he told me who he was. He was a Green Power Ranger, and he's here for Comic-Con. And I was like, "Oh, my kids like you." And he was like, "Oh, they do?" And so then I didn't know, but he started like going through his bag, and he was pulling out like his picture and the thing that I gave you. And
Yeah.
he autographed it. And
Yeah,
was
he
like,
autographed,
"What's your kids' names?"
He autographed like some stickers, like a keychain. There was a photo. There was a lot of stuff, and he signed a bunch of it.
Wow.
I need
Yeah,
to
he signed
find
one
those. I
for
put them
each
away
one of you.
somewhere. Yeah, I need to find those now.
Man.
Yeah, I told him my first son, my oldest son, his name is Jamal, and he knew how to spell Jamal. And then I was telling him my second son, his name is Galabawi, and he was like, I'm not paying attention to what he's doing. I'm driving, and he was like, "How do you spell that?" And he's doing this in the dark anyway. And I told him how to spell each person's name. Then he's like, "What's your daughter's name?" And I told him. And then when I got him to the hotel and I'm helping him get his bags out and everything, he gave me his telephone number. He was like, "If you ever need anything, just call me. It doesn't matter. You need help with anything, or you just need someone to talk to." Or and he was telling
Wow.
me, like he has a wife and children, and he was like how he helps people, and his wife gets on him because he, like he puts himself out there for other people all the time. And he's like, "I just believe that people should, help people, and you should have a positive attitude." And he's like you gave me your lunch. You're so nice. Yeah, I'm really sad to hear that he passed away.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my interaction with Mr. Jason Frank.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for sharing that.
Okay, so
all
I'm
right.
free to go.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Bye.
All right, bye. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I remember when she came home from work that day, she was like, she gave me like all this stuff that he had signed. And I think I was just getting off of work. I think he misunderstood when she said, I have kids who like you. He thought we were still kids.
Oh, like little toddlers or something.
Yeah. So he probably thought that he was signing something for kids. He didn't realize, we were all adults. But, a very nice guy. My mom had his phone number for a while. She never did call him or anything like that, but it was still very nice of him to say, like, if you ever need anything, if you'd ever, feel free to reach out.
Yeah.
And apparently he did this all the time, so I'm sure there's other people who had the same experience with him. So it seems like, a great dude. It's no wonder why he was everybody's favorite,
Yeah.
I don't know. Condolences to his family, his friends, and may God make it easy on them to get through this time. All right, let's go ahead and get on to our next topic. All right, this is a follow-up. Once again, I know you guys are probably tired of hearing about this Microsoft Activision acquisition, but I think this will finally put the whole debate to an end. The main thing about this acquisition is Call of Duty going to become exclusive to Xbox? And there's been a lot of back and forth. Some people are saying he's being tricky with the wording and everything. So he finally clears everything up with this. Go ahead and see if we could play this clip. Make sure the sound is up. Hit refresh. Twitter's kind of weird. Doesn't like to.
As long as players
There we
want
go.
to play Call of Duty on PlayStation. And that's not a competitive threat against PlayStation. That's just a pragmatic way of looking at it.
This brings me back to game streaming, right? Because one way you could get Call of Duty on PlayStation.
Native Call of Duty on PlayStation, not linked to them having to carry Game Pass. If they want a streaming version of Call of Duty on we could do that as well, just like we do on our own consoles. There's nothing behind my back.
Okay.
It is the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 doing great on PlayStation, doing great on Xbox, the next game, the next game, like native on the platform, not having to subscribe to Game Pass. Sony does not have to take Game Pass on their platform to make that happen. There's nothing hidden. We want to continue to ship Call of Duty on PlayStation without any kind of weird, I figured out the gotcha.
Someone has sent you the digest of angry tweets about this. I can tell that you're like ready to fight with the people online.
We think Call of Duty will be on PlayStation as long as players want to play Call of Duty on PlayStation, and that's not
Okay, it's looping now. But yeah, I think that puts that. He's pretty clear there, right? It's gonna be on PlayStation forever. He said that he doesn't want to put the word "forever" on a contract because it's just stupid. You don't do that on contracts. You don't use the word "forever." But he said they'll say for years to come or whatever, which is the wording that PlayStation pointed out that said, "Oh, they said for years. How many years?" And thought he was trying to be tricky. So he was saying, when I say for years, I mean as long as PlayStation still exists, then we can keep renewing the contract and rewriting the contract. But he's like, just you don't put the word forever on a contract. You never know what's gonna happen. So anyway, I feel confident now after watching so many interviews. Last week we talked about Same Brain when he was on the podcast with iJustine and I believe it's her sister. He said the same thing. He compared it to when they acquired Minecraft and how they expanded. It was on more platforms and not less. And he said they plan on doing the same thing with Call of Duty. The real reason, because people are like, well, then what's the point of acquiring Activision? Apparently, it's their mobile games. Apparently, they have some mobile game that makes a lot of money.
Yeah, he mentioned something about Candy Crush.
Was it Candy Crush?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they want to make that money. They're not really thinking about the console stuff.
Yeah.
As far as their motive for acquiring it. So anyway, hopefully that puts an end to that. Let's go ahead to our next topic. Game of the year. It's coming up in about a month, less than a month. And here are the nominees. God of War is on the top. Elden Ring, as no surprise, it's always like the top selling game every month since it came out. Horizon Forbidden West. Stray is surprising to me to see Stray up there. I mean, it's not a bad game, but
Yeah.
game of the year. A Plague Tale Requiem. Stray is higher than Call of Duty. Immortality. Sifu, which is now on the Switch. Came out, I believe it was last week on the Switch. Tunic.
Hey,
Hmm?
don't skip over Neon White. That's disrespectful. You just straight skipped over that game.
I must have done it by accident. And Xenoblade Chronicles. Do any of these surprise you? Any of these top listed ones? As far as like a game of the year nomination?
I would say Call of Duty, definitely. I don't know what Immortality is, so I don't know. I couldn't really comment on that. Tunic surprises me.
Has Call of Duty ever won a game of the year?
Not that I know of.
What about like Black Ops? That was a pretty big one. And the original Modern Warfare. The first time
It
Modern
was
Warfare.
big, but it wasn't no game of the year big. You know what I'm saying?
I think that came out the same year as Batman Arkham City.
As a matter of fact, I'm about to look that up right now.
I believe it didn't they come out the same year as Arkham City? And that was a huge game that year.
Don't ask me that. I don't know. Let's see. No, they never did.
Okay. Who's with us on YouTube, by the way? Can you check that real quick? But yeah, this is 2022's nominees. I guess at the end, it's going to come down to either God of War or Elden Ring. It wouldn't surprise me if Elden Ring won. But if I had to guess, I would say God of War. What do we got?
Well, looks like I Am Him and Golden Kid, but right now it says only one person on here,
Okay.
and it may be me.
All right, I hope the sound and everything's coming through all right.
But I Am Him put a crying emoji for the Green Ranger, and Golden Kid said that was his favorite Ranger also.
Yeah.
And he also commented and said that somehow Stray is going to win.
It's up there, so it's a possibility. If you had to guess, let's wrap it up with this. What's your guess? If you were a betting man, what would you bet on?
I'm going to say more than likely it's going to be God of War Ragnarok.
God of War?
For
For the two of you, the three of you.
It's going to be tough because Elden Ring is pretty up there. A lot of people hold that game in high regard. So
Elden Ring, yeah, for sure.
yeah, but I think because of God of War's impact as far as the story and the narrative, I think is going to resonate with more people. And
More emotional.
Yeah, it's probably going to end up pulling out the win because of that.
Yeah. There's four of you here. What is your game of the year? If you had to pick between God of War and Elden Ring, let me know. All right, let's get to our next topic. Oh, man. All right. I was browsing around on University of Vermont website, as I do occasionally, University of Vermont.
Soaking up that knowledge.
Yeah. And I happened to stumble across this article here. It says that a new study finds evidence of better impulse control and memory in gamers. Let me see if I could pull up my notes here without interrupting the live. Am I still live if I pull up my notes? I'm not sure, but I have to have my notes. So we'll pause the live for a moment. And
I don't know about that impulse control.
why?
I mean, because they feed off of impulses in gamers. Look at the microtransactions.
Maybe. But here's what they found in the study. I'll read. I took some notes. This is as you can see, it's a lengthy article. So here's the main takeaways. It says numerous studies have linked video gaming to behavior and mental health problems. This study suggests that there may also be cognitive benefits associated with popular pastime, which are worthy of further investigation. Children who reported playing games for 3 hours or more per day were faster and more accurate on both cognitive tasks than those who never played. The reason they say 3 hours or more is because I think I forgot what organization. Some organization said that kids should be playing 2 hours or less of video. You should limit them to 2 hours. So there was a group that didn't play any games, and then there was a group that played more than 3 hours, more than the recommended amount. So they wanted to compare the kids who played more than the recommended amount versus the kids who didn't play any. So they keep using that as their as their baseline. If a kid played games for 2 hours, they weren't included in the study. So it had to be either none or more than 3 hours. So MRI brain imaging analysis found that children who played video games for more than 3 hours per day showed higher brain activity in regions of the brain associated with attention and memory than those who never played. Less brain activity in brain regions related to vision. What's all that noise? Anyway, there was less brain activity in the brain regions related to vision. The comparatively low activity in visual areas among children who reported playing video games may reflect that this area of the brain may become more efficient at visual processing as a result of repeated practice through video games. So what that means is the visual area of the brain, they said, was less active. So when I read that initially, I thought it was a negative thing, but they were saying that they're so used to processing visual imagery that they basically do it very easily. It's not very strenuous. So it's not as active because they're not, you get what I'm saying? It's kind of like lifting something heavy. If you see someone's really struggling, it's because it's heavy for them. But if someone just lifts it, no problem, then it's easy for them. They're strong enough to lift it. So they said with the MRI, it would show that the visual processing of the brain had less activity because they were used to processing visual images constantly through all the video games that they were playing. And then let me see, what was one of the last points? How did they conclude? This says the study does not allow for cause and effect analysis. So this is something to note. It could be that the children who are good at these types of cognitive tasks may choose to play video games. The specific genre of games, such as action adventure, puzzle solving, sports, or shooting games, may have different effects for neurocognitive development. And this level of specificity on the type of video game played was not assessed by the study. So they're saying, this is what they found so far. It's not enough to say that there's cause and effect there, but it is an interesting study that shows that there could be some positive benefits to playing video games. That it's not all negative. There's a lot more to the article. There's a lot of interesting things in here. Those are just some tidbits that stood out to me. If you want to read this article, it's on the, go back up. Yeah, University of Vermont. Let me see. You're not going to go to University of Vermont. Go to Google and then just type in, what's the name of the article here? Just scroll down to the article. Evidence, better impulse control and memory. If you type that in, this article will pop up. All right, let's go ahead to our next topic. All right, Marvel Spider-Man 2 will have a different Harry Osborn on PS5 than it did on the PS4. The reason for this is they're using a new technology where the actor has to look similar. I think they're mocapping, I don't know what it's called, when you do mocap on the face.
Yeah.
Is it still called mocap?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing the facial mocap. And the guy's just way too old to be college age Harry. So they replaced him with another actor. He said he's bummed out about it. He just had an acting role. I won't spoil it, but he had a role in Ragnarok. Did you know that?
Yeah, after reading the article, I did.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of I saw some people in the comments complaining that revealing the character's name was a spoiler. So I'm not gonna say it on here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. He's bummed out. We don't know who's gonna be the new Harry yet, but it ain't gonna be this guy. What's his name? Porter. Yeah, Porter. I think it's his last name.
Scott Porter.
Scott Porter. Okay, yeah. But that's okay. It looks like he still found work, and he may even be in the game of the year for 2022. So I think he's doing all right. But everybody wants to be in Spider-Man. I would be bummed out too if I had a role in Spider-Man and I couldn't do it. All right, go ahead. Let's see. What's our next topic? Lionsgate. I'll let you cover this one. This is definitely, you should talk about this.
Oh, yeah. So apparently, according to Deadline Hollywood, Lionsgate, the movie studio, if you don't know who Lionsgate is, has acquired the feature adaptation of hit Sega video game Streets of Rage, which they claim the John Wick franchise writer Derek Kolstad is writing and producing. Now, there's been a lot of video game adaptations coming out, whether it be through TV media or Hollywood productions. Some of them are good. Some of them are hot garbage. I'm hoping this one is going to be on the good side. Yeah. I hope they, because I mean, it hasn't really been like a deep story to Streets of Rage. Mostly it was, these guys were like vigilantes helping out the cops and beating up thugs in the streets.
That could be a good thing though, because now they're kind of open to be creative. They have a set of characters, and now they can. It's kind of like when they made a Need for Speed movie.
Trash.
I'm not saying they did it well, but they had the opportunity to create whatever story they wanted to.
Yeah, we saw how that panned out with She-Hulk. Anyway,
She-Hulk actually had source material.
Yeah, but the writers were being creative. That's my point. So the creativity, it could be good, but I don't know. I have faith in the John Wick writer.
Well, he's the writer for John Wick.
He's also producing.
But who does the fight choreography? Because if the guy who does the fight choreography for John Wick is in a fighting game adaptation, then this could be really cool.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Expectations are super low because whenever they adapt a video game into a show or a movie, it's 99% of the time it's trash, and yeah, that's just how it turns out. Can you name a good adaptation? Let's name a good one.
I don't know.
The Witcher.
That's questionable. Witcher's really good though. I like The Witcher, but we already talked about that in a previous episode.
Let me know, guys. What's a good video game adaptation into a movie or a show? Let me know, guy. All right, let's go ahead to the. Are you done? Are you done with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I ain't got nothing to show. I'm done.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Volition, the studio behind Saints Row, apparently will now be transitioning to become part of Gearbox, the developers of Borderlands, following a disappointing reception to its Saints Row reboot. We didn't see that coming. Yeah, so the game didn't really perform, didn't sell well, and, I guess that was kind of like their last hope, or maybe their last ditch effort.
Saints Row reboot.
Yeah, they really did put a lot of hype into it, following up to the game's release, and I had hopes that it might be something, but as it went on further along and I started seeing more trailers, I was like, yeah, this ain't looking good.
And you were a big fan of Saints Row.
Yeah,
Back in the day when they were like coming out every few years.
I loved them. Saints Row 1, 2. It was like Grand Theft Auto, but more goofy.
And Grand Theft Auto is already goofy.
Yeah.
They like really leaned into the goofiness.
Yeah, but Saints Row was even more goofier with the activities, like the side activities like insurance fraud and some other, crazy things that you could do. The character customization, I love that about Saints Row because you couldn't do that in Grand Theft Auto. It was like you had a set protagonist or antagonist. But yeah, it's sad that the game didn't perform, but it's also sad that you didn't give us what we wanted. Wanted a reboot. Nobody asked for a reboot anyway. You should have just made a sequel or something and kept the original cast and maybe had a better story. But you didn't hit any of those marks, and this is what happens. But I'm glad those guys didn't just lose their jobs just because the game didn't pan out. So they still they're still going to be developing video games. Just now they're going to be part of Gearbox. So they're either going to be making another Borderlands or whatever Gearbox is doing next.
I don't know. Maybe that'll be the key to their success. Maybe there'll be something different about Gearbox. And maybe they'll have a second attempt at Saints Row.
Doubt it. Highly doubt it.
It's dead now?
I hope so.
All right, go ahead. The next one. Go on.
Oh, I don't know who FNN is. But anyway, yeah, so apparently Yuji Naka, who's the co-creator of the Blue Bomber himself, Sonic, was apparently doing some insider trading, which is highly illegal, and related to the new installment from Dragon Age. And yeah, he got arrested. So that's terrible. Yeah. Apparently, he's not the only one that got arrested. I don't know who the other
He's just the most famous one that
person
got
was. No, I think the other person was famous too, but I can't remember what their name was. But I know, I think he's like the second person to get arrested at Square Enix.
Scroll down a little bit. There we go. Sonic in jail.
Yeah, man. They should have put Tails in jail. That made more sense since he's the co-creator.
Oh, okay.
He's not the main creator of Sonic.
But is there a game with Tails in jail?
Probably. I mean, if anything, you could Photoshop Tails in there. But yeah, man. And if you guys are not familiar with what insider trading is, basically it's when somebody sells confidential information from their company to get a advantage on stock sales for their own personal gain, basically. Which, like I said earlier, is illegal, and that's why he's in jail.
Yeah. I guess it's... Where is he from? Is he in Japan?
What? Of course he's in Japan. Look at his name. No, that's not him. He could have been from Korea. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Nah, he's from Japan.
Well, yeah, I guess it's illegal in Japan, too. Doesn't matter where you are. They don't like insider trading. So anyway, I guess we'll see what happens with that. He's got money, so hopefully he can hire a good lawyer and at least not have jail time. Maybe pay a fine or something.
Oh, man, good luck with that.
Especially since his last Sonic game flopped. All right, go.
I don't even know if he was involved with that. He couldn't have been. He's at Square Enix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so he used to be the founder. He's not involved with Sonic anymore.
Yeah, he's the original co-creator. So he's not involved with Sega anymore.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, this, what was it, a few days ago was Splinter Cell's 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
And to celebrate it, they're having a sale on Ubisoft Connect, now discounted to celebrate the franchise's 20th anniversary. So all Splinter Cell games on Ubisoft Connect are now discounted.
Oh, that's not all.
Yes. So go on to the next tab.
Some of them are discounted, but if you've never played the first Splinter Cell, or if you want, or you have played it and you want to relive that, Splinter Cell 1 is free $99 right now
Oh, nice.
Free 99 on Ubisoft Connect. So if you have Xbox,
Which
and you
means
have
free, right? It's not 99 cents.
Exactly. 5-finger discount, baby. So if you have Ubisoft Connect through, I think they're connected with Game Pass, but it's also through PlayStation Plus.
Nice. Okay.
So you can get Splinter Cell 1 for free right now.
Cool.
You can claim it free. It actually says it right now.
And it came out 2002.
Yeah.
Hence the 20th year anniversary.
Oh, crap. That video started playing and then it went away. Oh, it says until November 30th, you can claim it for free.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead to the next tab because we got multiple topics on this. So as it says, they're still prototyping, not rushing. The core experience, by the way, they're remaking Splinter Cell.
The original.
Core experience will be the same as the original, exploring new tech and ideas, elements from other Splinter Cell games, hopes to set up a good foundation for the franchise going forward. So they're rebooting the franchise is what it sounds like by remaking the original game with current, gameplay mechanics and, newer ideas that maybe they couldn't, they weren't available to them in the year 2002. So you could expect it to be a very different game.
Yeah, and you know what else?
What's that?
You know why they're doing this? They're following the same trend that everybody else is doing. What is accompanying this remake?
Oh, it's got to be a movie.
Exactly. There's going to be some. I can't remember, but they had it in the live stream they were doing. I can't remember if they said it was going to be a show or if it's going to be a Splinter Cell movie. But there's some kind of video property coming with the game. I don't know if they're gonna try to release it. I doubt it's gonna release in the same time frame as the game. But yeah.
So every time we hear remake or remaster or reboot, we can just go ahead and start looking up when the movie's coming out.
Yeah, or the series.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're talking about in the video they kind of break down how Splinter Cell 1 basically had a lot of fresh ideas that they brought to the stealth genre. Where, Sam didn't just grab people and take them hostage or knock them out. He would also interrogate them and have like normal conversations with them. And, hey, what's the passcode? And the guy would, oh, what is this? And like,
would he actually say it?
Yeah.
Remember in Batman when he interrogate people?
Yeah.
He'd be like, where are they hiding him? He's like, oh, okay, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did he knock him out? He was about to tell him.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the location just like pops up on your map.
But Splinter Cell did it first. Yeah. But and then of course you had like they were talking about the whole tech thing back then on the original Xbox.
I mean, you could go to the next tab while he talks.
They were, you would literally be in complete darkness and you could manipulate the lighting to where you could shoot the lights out to kind of increase the advantage.
I remember that, yeah. And all the reviews talked about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was even, little gimmicky things like you'd be in an office setting and there was like a fish tank in there. You shoot the fish tank and depending on where the bullet hole was, the water would actually drain out of the fish tank to the bullet hole.
Oh, right.
Which was crazy tech back then because
attention to detail.
Yeah. But yeah, and then it was a lot of cool things that they did with Splinter Cell that I'm hoping to see like a great return to it.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the remake and I hope you guys are excited too. Let me know if you guys are excited for the remake or are you looking forward to it? Did you ever play Splinter Cell?
Were you alive in 2002?
Right. Are you a 90s baby? No, I don't know. But yeah. So Splinter Cell remake.
Yep. Got that to look forward to. Okay, let's go ahead to our next topic. All right. The Oculus founder claims to make a VR headset that will actually kill you if you die in a game. So you put on this headset, you play the game. If you die in the game, you see those 3 nodes, whatever they call them, 3 little things coming out the top. Those things will blow up, which means your head will blow up. But
blow the front of your frontal cortex out of your skull.
If you're rushing to go and pre-order this, it's not It's not available for pre-order yet. It's not going to be up for sale. Basically, the guy who had originally founded Oculus before he sold it to Facebook, he's a big fan of this anime called Sword Art Online, which is about... I've never watched it before. Have you watched it?
Of course I have.
It's not an of course. I just asked somebody a few hours ago. They said they never heard of it.
That just means they don't watch anime.
No, they watch anime. But anyway,
there's no way. There's no way.
He's a fan. The creator of this headset is a fan of Sword Art Online. If you're familiar with that show, go ahead and give him the concept. And how does that tie into this headset here?
Give him the concept?
Yeah.
I didn't read this.
You said you watched Sword Art Online. You made a big deal about how you watched it and everyone's seen it.
Well,
now you don't know it?
I thought you were talking about this guy's headset. That's what I was talking.
The headset blows your head up. So how does that relate to Sword Art Online?
Well, first of all, in the anime show, basically there was a headset, and they would go into this virtual reality, which Meta's trying to do, and it's kind of like Ready Player One.
Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Now you have to explain Ready Player One first. I'm just kidding.
Basically, when they dove into this, fantasy world, originally in the world, they would play, and then as normal, it was just a regular game or whatever. They would come out, everything was good. Then the creator trapped everybody that went into the game. Then he was like, hey, the only way you can get out of this game is if you find this treasure or whatever. But he was like, there's a kicker. If you die in this game, your headset is going to basically fry your brain in the real world, and you're gonna die.
Wait, why can't they just take the headset off?
Well, because he had them, I guess, locked into the game to where they couldn't log out. Because there was a way you had to log out in the virtual reality. Where they actually had like a heads up display that would come up, and they would just touch it with their finger to log out.
Okay.
But when they went to try to do that, that option was like gone. So he basically took the log out function off, so they couldn't log out, and they were trapped in the game. But anyway, the whole point was, in that anime, he's basically like, after he trapped them, he said, hey, this is how you get out. This is your objective. But if you don't do that, if in the midst of doing that, if you die, you will die in the real world. So
okay, well, that's he's seen the anime and he was a huge fan of it, and just as a novelty or as a prop, he created only one of these, and it's on his desk.
And he did it just because, why not?
Yeah, so don't get upset. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of articles, and they're like, I can't believe he would make something like this. I can't, it's not for sale. You're not gonna be able to order this. It's just one for him, and of course, it made a lot of headlines.
And in our comments, I Am Him stated that the death thing was actually a microwave chip in the headset in the anime.
Oh, in the anime.
Yeah.
I think these are like TNT or something. I don't.
It looks like you put gunpowder in there, and
this one looks a bit more violent.
And bow.
Yeah.
Down goes Frazier.
All right. That's the end of that story. Let's go ahead to the next one. Callisto Protocol. So this is a game you might have heard of. I think you said you were excited about it.
I'm very excited for this. I'm excited to be scared to not play it. As it sits on my shelf. No, I'm gonna play this game for sure. But
the story here is that let's go ahead to the next page. Let the trailer play, because the trailer also came out this weekend. So we'll
launch trailer.
The launch trailer, yeah. So what happened was, what is it called? PlayStation Studios, PSS.
Visual Arts.
What's PSS? PlayStation
Studios Visual Arts.
Why was Visual Arts?
That's what it said.
PSS, PlayStation.
Yeah, but it had the V.
Studio.
Look, whatever. It was Visual Arts.
PSS. What does that stand for? PlayStation Visual Arts.
It stands for.
Anyway, PlayStation has a big studio with what they call a volume. That's where you film all the mocap stuff. It's a big open white space. The actors come. It's got cameras all around. They put on their mocap suits. It's very expensive, and even big game studios sometimes can't afford it. Even studios like Naughty Dog have used this. What's cool is that what is this called? Callisto Protocol. They're not an exclusive, so they're not just letting the studio be used by their first party studios. They said that Sony played a big part in this game here. So it's the mocap, they got the facial mocap and everything. So shout out to PlayStation for playing such a big part and allowing other game studios to come and use their volume And not only did they provide the mocap studio, or let them rent out the studio,
but they also apparently helped out with a lot of the cinematics for the game, according to what Striking Distance Studios revealed. So that's pretty cool too, that they actually helped with the development of certain aspects of the game. So it wasn't like, because this studio is fresh. This is their first game that they're doing here. So it's pretty cool to see that PlayStation actually gave a helping hand and helped out a new studio to accomplish what they wanted to do. Especially considering that this is not a PlayStation exclusive. And look, when they launched the trailer, they launched it on the Xbox page. So there was no incentive for PlayStation to do that. It's on PlayStation's channel too. We just happen to have the Xbox they have the same trailer? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. That makes sense. Hey, thanks PlayStation. We got all we need. All right, let's put this on Xbox now. Let's go over that fence. It's greener on this side. Appreciate the studio. Get it greener because Xbox is green. Oh, yeah. Never mind. All right, let's go ahead to the next story. Call of Duty, okay. Oh man, I'm taking this one. All right, hold on. Stay over there, Verizon. I'm a Verizon. I got Verizon Wireless on my phone. I got Verizon at home. Now, this is the one time Comcast customers can be excited about having Comcast. Here you go. Hey. Don't call us Comcast. It's Xfinity over here. Xfinity. Everybody put your X's up. No, this is your moment. As good as it's going to get, so enjoy it. So, according to this article, which I found this out on Twitter, and I already redeemed mine, by the way. But if you're a Xfinity member or a subscriber to either the cable or the internet, whatever, if you go on your Xfinity account and you go to your rewards tab, I believe it is, you will notice that you'll see Modern Warfare 2 on there, and they will actually direct you to Call of Duty site, where you can then download or actually input a code to unlock the Season 1 Battle Pass, like the entire Battle Pass. So you don't have to buy the Battle Pass if you are a Xfinity member, which is awesome. Because I didn't want to have to spend extra money on it. Yeah. Because, Warzone 2.0 is free, baby. So, yeah, Battle Pass for free. That's awesome. Game is free, and now the Battle Pass is free if you have Xfinity. Yes. Keyword, if you have Xfinity. Yep. So I see it paid off all those years. Verizon. All those years of crappy internet finally paid off. Whatever, my internet works great. I never lagged. All right, let's go ahead to the next topic. I think we're reaching the rapid fire portion of our show. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, so, another one of my favorites. Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive. Go ahead. They're also getting reboots. Does that mean they're getting movies? We're getting a Ninja Gaiden movie? You know what? I hope not, because there's already been a Dead or Alive movie, and it was hot garbage. Please do not watch that. No surprise. Do not ever watch that movie. All right, go ahead. What's the news here? Okay, so according to a conference that happened through Team Ninja, who is the actual developer for Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive, they had a keynote at the Korea G-Star conference, where they remarked upon various subject matters ranging from their design philosophy to their worldwide appeal. However, their most noteworthy comments were at the end of the conference, where they revealed reboots for the beloved Dead or Alive, yes, and Ninja Gaiden are in the works as we speak. Now, the last Dead or Alive game that came out actually came out on, I think it launched multi-platform. I think it was on last gen and current gen, because I have Dead or Alive 6.
PS4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have Dead or Alive 6 on my PlayStation 5. And I loved it, but they're like one of those games that is they doing way too much with the cosmetics. Like back in the day, the older Dead or Alive games, you could unlock like alternative outfits for your characters just by playing the campaign, and the more you beat the campaign, the more outfits you unlocked. And then if you played on harder difficulty, you would unlock more outfits.
What happened? They started selling them?
Basically.
Yeah.
They started at outrageous prices. Talking like character clothing packs for like $75.
Dang.
And then the next one would come out, they'd be like, season 2, bikini outfits for $150.
What the
Like,
heck?
Yeah, it got ridiculous. And the game became more so about
The outfits.
selling the outfits than it was on innovating
Was the game? The game
gameplay.
wasn't free, was it?
No.
So they wanted you to pay $60 for the game.
Yeah.
And then pay $150 for bikinis.
Yeah. Yeah. Their idea of a collector's edition was, hey, you get the game, and that extra $100 you're putting into this game is going to go towards your outfits.
Okay. Yeah, I see why it was a failure.
Yeah, but
I mean, even like Fortnite. Fortnite is their whole business model is basically selling you outfits and characters.
yeah, and it works.
But the game is free, and they must not be that expensive, like $20 or something like that.
Yeah.
And you get a few different skins.
Yeah.
But man, they were really pushing it.
And I throw a lot of shade at Fortnite, but I gotta say, the last character pack that they put out for their latest season or battle pass or whatever Fortnite calls theirs, they had some pretty cool skins in there.
Okay.
I found myself looking at that like, you know what? If my kids want that, I'll buy it.
They'll let them see this.
Yeah, right. No, but I'm really excited for the Dead or Alive reboot or remake, whatever they're doing. I really, really love that game, and I will let everybody who's watching this stream right now know my gamer tag is Valuemir. Come get these hands. I always want to fight somebody in Dead or Alive because there's nobody to play. But
I don't know
anyway.
if Brian's still on the stream here, but he likes to play fighting games.
Oh, Brian?
What's that game? The Combo Breaker.
Oh, that's Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct. That was his game.
That's
And,
an Xbox exclusive.
yeah, and I think Mortal Kombat as well. It was always Killer Instinct though that I saw him playing all the time, and I would all day hear.
That's a great fighting game.
He was super into that, learning all the different combos for the different characters and stuff like that. Anyway, we got Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive coming back. Let's go ahead to the next one. The Witcher 3.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting a free update. This time they don't want to charge you for it. That's the way to do it. If you already own The Witcher 3, then they're getting a next-gen update.
Exactly.
It doesn't say what it'll include, but it'll probably be higher frame rates, better resolutions, better textures, and so on. Yep, free next-gen update.
Coming December 14th. And I cannot wait.
All right, go ahead. Next topic. I don't know if this is really a topic, but
This was just something funny we found online and we wanted to share
Yeah.
it with you guys.
so I would always say this, and I didn't know. Is this something people say a lot? I thought I came up with it. Maybe I heard it from someone else, but whenever we would play like 20 matches and then it would get late and everyone would say, all right, I got work tomorrow. All right, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
And I'd say, come on, we can't end on a loss. And then sometimes they'd say, okay, let's play one more match. Anyway, you sent me this. I guess this is something people say a lot. Like, we can't go out on an L, you know?
Yeah. This point of view of your friend just said we can't end on a loss after you suffered 12 of the most dehumanizing defeats in a row.
Play the music. You got to let the music play with it.
So depressing.
And the subtle shifting of the eyes. What is this from? Is this from the Modern Warfare 2?
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
It's from the campaign.
I wonder what the
perfect.
I wonder what the context was. Was he actually sad?
You know, I don't know. But it nails it perfectly.
All right, what's the next one? We can pause this so we don't hear that sad music looping. All right. Oh, Black Friday deals.
Oh, yeah.
So between now and next episode, I think Thanksgiving is coming in, right?
Yeah.
And that means Black Friday.
Turkey Day.
PlayStation got their own Black Friday deal. So go to PlayStation.blog and you can see all the deals they got. Go ahead and scroll down a bit. 25% off. Oh, this is the time to renew your PlayStation Plus. Or maybe...
Or sign up.
Yeah, sign up. If you've been waiting to get premium and you've been on the fence about it, 25% off. Now's the time to get it. I'm kind of mad because I stacked up like years worth of PlayStation Plus.
Just for it to be thrown away.
Yeah, it's so...
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
I did buy them at a discount. That's the only reason I bought so many of them. There was some website that was always selling them
Yeah.
for like cheaper. It would be like $30 for a year. Of
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Anytime it ever came up, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I would just buy it.
I should just add another year. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
cheap.
And then I'm like, oh, I got like 4 years worth of PlayStation Plus. Then they come out with this crap. Man, I didn't even give it a lot of thought until now. Now I'm getting mad all over again. I waste.
I want to ask you too. Have you how much have you used
the premium and
Yeah.
stuff like that? I log on the first Tuesday of every month. I hit redeem. And then they're in my library, and I say one day I'm gonna play them.
which basically means you should have just got Essential. Because that's exactly what I do. It's like, man, I have the premium, which gives you access to all those, PS2 backlog and PS1 and all that.
Yeah, I haven't played any of the PS2.
Yeah.
I barely got time to play the PS5. Man.
Exactly.
It's sad. It's very sad. But I'm playing. When I played the first God of War, I was able to play. Wait, was that one of the games included on like the PlayStation collection that you got just for having a PS5?
God of War 2018.
Yeah. Okay, so that's how I played that one. I thought it was through PlayStation Plus.
It was.
You have to have PlayStation Plus in order to access
it's part
the
of the
collection.
PlayStation Plus collection, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, because of PlayStation Plus, I was able to play the first God of War for free.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go out and buy it.
One of the things I was going to mention too, if any of you guys that are watching has a PS5, I know it's a members only club, but
no, they're getting easier to buy.
They are. I actually was at GameStop today, and they actually had the sign, the one by Chesterfield Town Center, off of Midlothian. They actually had the sign on there. It was like PlayStation 5s in stock. I was shocked, but if you have a PlayStation 5, right now is the best time to get a DualSense controller. If you only have one, or if you have two and you want to add more to the collection, maybe you wanted to get that red one or the black one or the new camo one that just came out.
I really want that blue one.
Oh yeah, the Nova Blue?
The whatever that light blue one is.
Oh yeah. I think it's called Nova Blue.
Yeah, that kind of matches our channel blue.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And all I need is a yellow one, then we're good.
Yeah.
Probably have to go to like, what is that website, Colorware or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, the customization.
Yeah, to get the yellow one, or maybe eventually they'll come out with the yellow one.
I'm pretty sure it'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
over the years they end up having every color.
Yeah. The ones that they've come out with so far have been pretty good.
Yeah, I like.
I
got the red one. I got the black one. I got the white one. Yeah, of course you have the white one that comes with the PlayStation.
And I got two white ones and a black one.
I had two white ones.
Quality.
I gave one away to some guy who only had one controller. And then when it would die, he would go and plug it in. And I'm like, you can't live like this. You got to have two controllers.
I mean, that's what I would do. I just plug mine in. But anyway, now the controllers normally retail for like $70.
Yeah.
So right now you can get them for like I think it was 50. Yeah. So $20 off, which is still a little much for a controller, but it's the best deal right now because if you don't get it now, it's going to be back to $70, and then you're gonna be like, darn, I should have got it.
And that's even more if you think 50 is too much.
Yeah.
If you need one, get it now. Well, it's at a discount. I know a lot of people are experiencing the drifting.
Yeah.
I haven't had that issue yet. I see a lot of people complaining about their controllers breaking.
Yeah, and I've used all
like,
three
this is
of my
the third
controllers.
controller I've bought. They keep breaking.
You know what?
And I'm not being rough. It's
It
not
must
me.
be like syncing it up with the Switch and playing Mario Party where they have to with the controller or something. Like, how are you making your controller drift like that so much?
I don't know. But I'm glad I don't have that issue. But anyway, check this out. Black Friday, I know you guys are going to be... actually, no, not our audience. Our audience, they're civilized. They're not going to be fighting people at Walmart.
There's no point. There's no point. Literally every Black Friday deal that's been coming out is they're not even saying, hey, this is only on Black Friday. Everything now.
It's just a regular sale.
Yeah,
that
this
could
year
happen.
has been, to me, I think has been the best way to, they should have been doing this, where it's like, hey, these are the Black Friday deals and you can get it anytime online, whenever you want. Or,
Yeah.
you know, and everybody's been doing, it's not just, you know, video games, but TVs, everything, Best Buy. They've kind of extended the window of where you can get these deals.
Yeah, so people don't kill each other.
Yeah.
You're trying to get it all on.
Yeah, that stuff is ridiculous. Like,
is,
there's no reason for everybody to run over top of each other. It's like watching the game show where they're like, hey, you take this shopping basket and you get as much as you can in here before the timer runs out. It's all yours.
But they're not. It's not even the case. They still have to pay for it.
Yeah.
I've seen the anyway. Don't do that. Go to PlayStation that blog or whatever and get whatever you need. And they also have gear. If you scroll down a little bit, they have a few different links. So they have the games, you have the accessories, and then if you like T-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that, there's also some sort of discount. No, go back up. There's some sort of discount on the, man, you either way at the top or way at the bottom. Look, right there, PlayStation Gear Store.
Direct.playstation.com.
You can buy hoodies, shirts, or whatever. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's go ahead to the next topic. Santa Monica Studios. This is just a
Just an update on what
quick
they're
mention. Yeah, they said they're working on other projects. No surprise there. Santa Monica Studios has multiple projects in the works. Maybe one of them is a sequel to God of War, and a few other ones that they're unnamed. That's pretty much all there is to this story. It's just that they're confirming that they're working on a few different projects.
Good. They better be working.
All right,
God of War is out now. They need to be on the next thing.
Yeah, maybe some original too. All right, go ahead. What's the last one?
Oh, the specs for Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion, which is coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch.
Go ahead and click on that first image.
So here's how they'll run on each platform. You got PlayStation 5 at 4K 60 frames per second.
Amazing.
You got PS4 Pro at 4K 30 frames per second.
Pretty
PS4 regular at 1080p 30. Xbox Series X at 4K 60. Xbox Series S at 1080p 60. Xbox One X at 4K 30. Xbox One S at 1080 30. And then the Xbox One at 1080 30 as well. And then Nintendo Switch TV mode will be running at 720p 30 frames per second. And then handheld mode will be the exact same. That's amazing. Steam is display dependent because with the PC, it's all about your graphics card and your monitor.
But you can get up to 120, which is not an option on any of the other ones.
Yes.
So depending on the PC you have, you could be playing this at 120 frames per second.
Which is amazing because if you think about it, if anybody's ever played Crisis Core, it was on the PSP 1000 on the media disc, that proprietary thing.
Dang,
but
so what's that going to look like in 4K? That's amazing.
Man. Well, I mean, they redid the entire game, well, the models and everything from the ground up because they changed the art style.
What's the second image?
Everything's going to be looking way better. Resolutions and frame rates for each platform.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's all. And that is all for this episode.
For the show.
Yeah. So thank you guys for joining us yet again on another episode of Console Babble. Thank you for the first time to those of you who joined me here on TikTok. If you came over, open it up real quick. If y'all came over from TikTok to YouTube,
that was a hard
raise your
finger
hands.
jab, man.
What do we got?
Well, it looks like we're still sitting at 2.
Okay. Well, if anybody came over from TikTok, thank you. If you're watching right now, I don't know who you are. There's somebody on here. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you join me on YouTube so you can get the full picture of what's going on here. Thank you guys for watching. I am him. Who else joined us? Golden Kid? And
Briefly, yes.
And whoever else. Those are the 2 who commented, so I know their names. If anybody else joined us, thank you. If you're watching the recording, thank you. And I will see you on the next episode.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Peace.
Share.
See ya.
Sharing is caring. Okay.
It can be fun.